So in the previous session, we are discussing problem statement 2 related to the analysis of cable, right? So this is the one. So where we have the supports at different level. So if supports are different level, so finding reactions, right? So it is quite different when supports are at the same level, right? And again, understanding the problem is very important in order to get this particular the profile of the cable and the support conditions and loading and the span, dip. So everything is very important in order to get this the profile of the cable along with the supports. And here, because of difference in support level, so this L1 and L2 is not equals to same, so that is not equals to again L by 2. Okay, so it is totally different. Okay, it is totally different. So here L1 equals to L1 plus L2. So you don't know what is L1, what is L2, but we know that L1 plus L2 will be equals to the span of 30 meter. It is given in the problem statement. And by using this particular formula, so I hope you can able to get this L1 as well as L2, because so here H1 and H2 is nothing but D1 and D2. Okay, H1 in case of parabolic arches, right? But here, so the dip we need to consider. So you let me change this H1 as D1 and D2. So D1 and D2 are the vertical dimension from the support to the lowest point of the cable. Okay. So you'll get L1 in terms of L2. So then you know this L. So you can get this L1 as well as L2. I hope you can able to do that. You can able to calculate L1 as well as L2. So very important is this one, finding the reactions. Okay. So what are the reactions we need to find? So VA we need to find, VB we need to find, and H we need to find. So but it is quite different when compared to the supports at the same level. Okay, because in each equation you will get two unknowns. In each equation you will get two unknowns. So again, solving that, so you need to solve the by equations. Okay, solve by equations. So here, in order to find the reactions, so you need to consider equations of equilibrium, sum of vertical forces. So all these things are we have discussed, and some of you'll get the two unknowns, VA as well as VB. So one unknown has to be determined in order to get the another one, right? So what we'll do, so we'll consider moment at A. So if I consider moment at A, so you'll get these unknowns. So 30 times of VB and 3 times of H. So that is equals to 4500. Let me see how to get this particular one. Again, move to the figure. So we are considering moment at A. So we are considering moment at A. So which are the forces are has to be considered about A. So this is point A. So this is VB is one particular force, vertical force. H is horizontal force, and again UDL is one particular force. So three forces we need to consider about point A. And again VA, so is passing on the same line, is passing on the about the point A, and this H also it is passing about point A. So the moment produced by this forces, the moment produced by these forces, okay, the moment produced by, so these forces will be 0. So then So we need to consider this is one force, this is one more, as well as this one, right? So let me go to this particular one. So moment about A. So VB is the force, vertical force. To reach A, you require perpendicular distance of how much? You require distance of L. L equals to 30, right? So L equals to 30. Understood? So VB into 30. Again, you just check the orientation of this, rotation of this particular one. The rotation is anti-clockwise, right? Anti-clockwise. So negative. So minus VB times of L equals to 30. So that you can check over here. Minus VB times of 30. So coming to H. Yes. Where is it? Sorry. Yeah. So H is the horizontal force. To reach A, you require perpendicular distance of, so from H to A, the vertical distance is your perpendicular distance, so that is equals to 3. So H times of 3, H times of 3, and you see the rotation, so it is again anti-clockwise, so minus H times of 3, so minus H times of 3, so that I can see. Wait a minute. Yeah. So now let me go to this particular one. So this is again UDL. The load intensity is 10 kilonewton per meter. So then the load of this particular one, the moment created by this particular UDL is load times of perpendicular distance. So your load equals to 10 times of, so 10 is the load intensity, and the length of UDL will be your length of UDL that we need to consider. So that is 30 meter. Yeah, here it is. So 10 times of 30, and this is your force, and perpendicular distance is equals to half of the UDL. Okay, perpendicular distance is the half of the length of the UDL. Okay, half of the length of the UDL. So that is 30 times 10 times of 30 times of 30 divided by 2. And again, you just check the rotation of this particular force. It has to move like this, right? It has to rotate like this to reach A. Understood? So the rotation, it is clockwise, so positive. So plus 10 times of 30 times of 30 divided by 2, that you can check over here. Okay. So plus 10 times of 30 times of 30 divided by 2. So if I simplify this, so you'll get in terms of 30 times of VB plus 3 times of H equals to 4500. Okay, so you can two unknowns. So again, we cannot find two unknowns in one equation, right? So let me keep it as equation 2. So equation 1 is your, so V plus VB. This is again two equations, two unknown equations. Okay, let me keep it as equation 1 and equation 2. So now again, in order to find any one of the unknown, okay, so the same in order to solve by equation, so the same unknowns that you need to get. Okay. See, so whenever in these situations, when you are getting two unknowns in equation, so you need to solve by the only way to get the unknowns is by solve by equation. Okay. So when you are going to consider solve by equation, so the another equation, so that means summation MC equals to 0 that you are going to find, right? So you make sure that the same equation has to be get it as unknown equations. Okay. So then only it is possible to solve. So if I consider summation MC equals to 0 LHS, so what will happen? So instead of VB, I'll get VA. So then VB is one unknown, VA is one unknown, H is one unknown. So three unknowns. So three unknowns cannot be get from this particular solve by equation. Okay, because here VA is there. So here VB is there. So there is a difference. You cannot get the solution from the equation. Okay, so you please see to that. So whenever you are finding the unknown, so only in this situation where the supports are at the different level, you will get two unknown equations at every equilibrium condition, right? So once you got this VB as well as H, the next equations of equilibrium, that is summation of MC that you are going to do, make sure that the same unknowns has to be get it over and it has to form a one equation. Okay, the same unknowns has to form one particular equation. I hope it is clear now. So if I consider LHS, then it is very difficult to get the unknowns. Okay, three unknowns cannot be solved by the equation. Understood? So now let me go over here. Yeah, summation MC equals to 0 RHS. So we are considering, we are considering moment at this point RHS, right? So which are the forces are acting? So one is H is acting about C. So right hand side to from the C. So H is acting horizontally and VB is acting vertically, and UDL of length 15 meter, not 15 meter actually. So the distance L2. Okay, distance L2 is different. So if I consider it is 15, then it is wrong. So the L2 value equals to 12.43. Okay, so that is the horizontal distance from C to support B, that is 12.43. Please understand, the horizontal distance from C to B, it is 12.43. If I consider 15, so then it is wrong. So when it is at the same level, you can consider. Okay, when it is at the different level, L1 and L2 are different. So now let me calculate the moment about point C. So VB is acting vertically upward, okay, to reach C. So now you are finding from RHS, right? So anti-clockwise moment will be positive. Okay, arcing moment. So that is from the LHS. If it is clockwise, then it is negative. Please see to that. So VB is a force vertically acting. To reach C, you require a perpendicular distance of how much? L2. So L2 equals to how much? 12.43, right? And you just see the rotation. It is moving in anti-clockwise, right? So if it is anti-clockwise, so it is positive. So VB times of 12.43, so that you can check it over here. So here it is considered as negative because in the RHS, so if I simplify, let me write it as positive only, because if I change this orientation, then it will become, this will become plus and this will become minus. So that is not make difference in getting the value of VB as well as H. Okay, so 12.43 times of VB as positive, and 3 times of H. So H is acting over here, and to reach C you require a perpendicular distance of 3 meter, and you see the direction, so it is clockwise, so minus 3H, 3H, right? So minus 3H. Next, moving over here, so UDL of 10 kilonewton, and the distance of UDL, the length of UDL, it is 12.43 is the load. The perpendicular distance will be again half of the length of UDL, that is 12.43 divided by 2. 12.43 divided by 2. And you see the rotation in order to move towards C, it is clockwise. So clockwise it is negative. Clockwise it is negative. Understood? So let me write it over here. So negative 10 times of 12.43. So times of 12.43 divided by 2 equals to 0. Understood? If I consider in the other side, so what will happen? So again it will be same. So that is minus, this will be equals to minus 772.52, and this becomes what? If I consider in the RHS, it is minus 12.43 times of VB plus 3 times of H. The same thing you will get, right? The same equation that you are going to get. Okay. So while finding, you should be very, very careful. So here I have mentioned the positive as clockwise, no issues. Ultimately, you will get the same equation. But whenever you are finding moment at a particular point, so then you should be considered as anti-clockwise as positive, clockwise as negative. So again, so you'll get this equation. So you consider equation 2 and equation 3. So this equation 2 as well as this equation, you can solve the equation by using calci. Okay, you can use calci. You can get this VB as well as H. You can get this VB as well as H. VB equals to 124.226 and H equals to 256.36 kilonewton. So once you got the reactions, so then you can happily find the maximum tension and minimum tension. So maximum tension, so that is, so out of these two, so once you get these two equations, again you substitute VB in the equation 1 where you can find VA, right? So where you can find VA. So you just check among these two, VB and VA. So which one is having maximum? So this is maximum, right? So out of these two, which is maximum, so that you can consider as maximum. You need to consider as the V. Okay. So V equals to VA. Why? Because the value is maximum. Okay. So T max, that is V times V square plus H square. So here V is equals to VA. V is equals to VA. So that is VA square plus H square. So you know the value, you can substitute over here and you can find this T max, right? And T minimum, so that is equals to H. H is already known, so that we have solved through equations, right? So this can be get from the equation, okay, from the calci. So you need to solve from the calci. So equation 2 and equation 3. So you can solve from calci. So H equals to 256.36 kilonewton. So once you got this, so next is to find the length of the cable. Again, so length of the cable, so what type of condition it is? So length of the cable formula varies, depends on the type of the support. So if the support at the same level, then you have different formula for finding S. So if the supports at the different level, so then this is the formula. So you already know L is equals to L1 plus L2. That is given in the problem statement. You can substitute. And this D1 and D2 are the dips from. So D1 is the distance, vertical distance from support A to C, vertical distance from A to C, and D2 is the distance. D2 is the distance from support B to C. Understood? So this is the total dip is 6 meter over here, and the total dip over from B to the lowest point of the cable, it is 3 meter, right? And L1 and L2 are the horizontal distance from A to C and from C to D. So that also we have determined. So happily you can substitute and you can get the length of cable. So I hope it is clear. So how to find the length? So you should be very, very careful while finding the reactions. If you are able to find the reactions, then other things are very simple. Next, coming to the forces in the cable. So here, so you should not consider both the cases, that is cable carry through smooth pulley. This is one condition. Another condition, if cable carries through saddle or roller. Okay. So which condition that we need to adopt? You just look at that. So here they are mentioned as they mentioned as rope, right? So the rope, it is carried through pulley only. Okay. So the rope, it is carried through pulley only. Okay. So you don't need to consider this saddle or roller condition. Okay. You no need to consider this particular condition in order to find the forces. So they are not given. So they are given what type of whether the cable is carried. The cable here they mentioned as, instead of cable they mentioned as rope. Okay. So rope, you definitely it will carry by pulley only. Okay. You cannot carry through saddle or roller. Okay. So here if you just look at this particular one, so the forces in the right tower. So why right tower? Let me check it over here. Yeah. So this is tower at support B we considered. So if I am considering from support B, so this will become the anchor cable. Okay. This is fixed to the ground, right? And this becomes the suspension cable. This becomes suspension cable over here, somewhere over here. So the tower A will be there, and this is the cable connected to tower A. Okay, it will be something like this. So now we are finding at the one particular section. So that is more than enough. Understood? Yes. So now let me this particular angle you need to assume. So as already mentioned, this angle that you need to assume, so that is the angle between the anchor cable with respect to horizontal. It is usually maintained as 25 degree. Okay, and theta s is the angle between the suspension cable with respect to horizontal. That is equals to tan inverse of VB by H. So here, which type of reactions that you will get? VB we are going to get. Okay, similar way. So here, as we mentioned, in case of smooth pulley, so the force in this suspension cable, the force in the anchor cable remains same. So that is force in suspension cable. So that is tension force. Okay, tension in suspension cable and tension in anchor cable remains same. So that means, so here is also T, again here is again T. So what is T? So T equals to T max. So now at support B, so T max equals to BB. Okay, so BB square plus H square. We are very particular to support B. Please understand, support B. So that is BB square plus H square. Right. So if I simplify, you'll get this again. The force over here, that is T equals to 284.89 kilonewton. and this can be determined. You'll be knowing the VB as well as H, so you can easily find this. And here the moment at the base of the tower is not determined, right? Is not determined because, so in the previous problem statement we have assumed the height of the tower. So here height of the tower is unknown. Height of the tower is unknown, right? So we are not finding the moment at the base. So if it is given, if this is given, then you can easily find the height of the tower. So how to find the height of the tower? So you need to consider sum of vertical forces, net vertical forces, and net horizontal forces. So net horizontal forces over here. So which are the net horizontal forces? This is, if I just resolve this particular T, so you'll get T cos 25.86 in terms of negative, because it is moving opposite to the axis, so towards left, so considered as negative, and T cos 25 is the another horizontal component for anchor cable. Okay, so the summation of these two will get the horizontal force. So that force into, so this particular force, this horizontal force into height of the tower will gives the moment at the base of the tower. Okay, moment at the base of the tower. So if they are not given the height of the tower, so you feel that you are safe. Okay, so you no need to find the moment at the base of the tower. Okay, so that's it related to this problem statement. So moving to the next problem. So this is quite important when compared to other two problem statement. So here, so we need to determine the tension. So the problem statement is like determine the tension in various segments. Please understand. So that means we need to find T of the cable as shown in the figure. So the figure is given by the given in the problem statement. And what are the things that we need to find? We need to find the tension. And what are the other things that we need to determine? So we need to determine the dia of the cable. So that also we need to determine. So in order to determine the dia of the cable, they are given the permissible or allowable stress. Okay, so stress is given. So that is sigma equals to force by area. So area here, the cable is in circular in section, so that is pi by 4 times of d dash square. Okay, d dash is your dia of the cable. Okay, d dash will be your dia of the cable. Understood? So let me come over here. So what is the thing they are given? So they given this particular support over here. Support A, it is inch. Support B, it is inch. And there is a segment of cable, and at point C there is an UDL, there is an point load of 200 kilonewton magnitude, and at point D we have a 100 kilonewton magnitude, right? And these dimensions is given. So the horizontal dimension between each segment, so from A to C, horizontal distance is 10 meter, 10 meter, 10 meter. Okay, and here the distance, so this is, we can consider as a dip. Okay, the dip from A to, or so from the datum to point C, it is 4 meter, but here it is not given. Here it is not given at the point D. So then where you can consider as dy or hd. So whatever that you want to consider as a, so that is left to you. So either you can consider as yd or dy. So that is left to you. So let me keep it as yd, because I have considered yd, I think. So again, at the in support you have two reactions, VA, VH. and VB over here, and H. So H remains same. So what are the things that we need to initially we need to find? So VA we need to find, VB we need to find, and H we need to find. And again, so this the angle between segment EAC, cable segment EAC with respect to horizontal is considered as theta1, and again with this theta2 is the angle between segment CD with respect to horizontal is considered as theta2, and theta3 is the angle between the cable segment BD with respect to horizontal. Okay, so let me find theta1, theta2, theta3. So then in order to find theta1, so this you form this as one particular triangle. I hope you can able to do this. You have done all these things in the first year elements of civil engineering, right? You form this triangle, right? So you consider tan theta. So tan theta, that is opposite by adjacent, right? So opposite is 4 meter and adjacent is 10 meter. So 4 by 10 times of tan inverse. So that equals to theta1. So theta1 equals to 21.8 degree. So this value equals to 21.8 degree. So now let me find theta2. Theta2 is the let me find theta2 little later. So let me move on to theta3. So theta3 again, this is known and this is unknown. Okay, so this is unknown, so you should be very, very careful. So let me find this theta3, and this is more important to find theta3, so you should be very, very careful. Let me find theta2. So the adjacent angles, so that is adjacent angles. So the angle with respect to the angle between AC with respect to horizontal. So again here also the angle between AC segment with respect to horizontal is 21.8. So this also 21.8. So totally it is 180. So 180 again we need to find this theta2, right? So this height is required, I think. Let me wait. I think I calculated over here. Yes, I calculated over here. Yes. So in order to find this theta2 and theta3, so let me go to the finding reactions. There you are going to get this YD. So once you got YD, you can happily find theta2 and theta3. So theta1 can be finded easily, but theta2 and theta3 you require this dimension, right? So you require this dimension. Once you got this dimension, you can easily find theta2 as well as theta3. So let me discuss reactions, then we'll again come back to find theta1 as well as theta2. Yes. Okay. So now let me find the reactions. So which are all the unknown? Sum of the vertical forces equals to 0. So that is VA plus VB equals to. So total number of forces, external forces are 200 plus 100. So 300 is the external force acting on this particular structure. Okay. So now in order to find one unknown, so out of these two, so let me consider moment at A. So if I consider moment at A, which are the forces are acting? VB is acting vertically upward and H is acting on the same line. So the moment produced by this particular force is 0. Okay, and you move on to Y as well as you move on to there is another force of 200 kilonewton. So let me consider the moment at A. So VB is a force. To reach A, you require perpendicular distance of 30 meter, and you just check the rotation. So it is anti-clockwise. So minus VB times of So minus VB times of 30, that you can check it over here, right? And 100 is the vertical force acting vertically downward. To reach A, you require perpendicular distance of 20 meter. So again, you just check the rotation of this force towards A. It is clockwise, so positive. Similar way, 200 times of 100, and then moving in clockwise direction towards A. So you'll get VB, so that is equals to 133.33 kilonewton. So again, in order to find H, so in order to find H, so once you got VB, you can substitute it in this equation, you can get VA, you can get VA. And coming to summation C equals to 0, so LHS, so yes. So why I have considered LHS? Because if I consider in order to find H, okay, so the distance is unknown over here, right? So the distance is unknown. Again, two forces that you need to consider. So in order to make very simple, so I have considered the moment about C with respect to LHS. So if I consider moment at C, so then, so which are the forces are acting? So VA and H. So VA is a force. VA is a force acting vertically upward. To reach C, you require perpendicular distance of 10 meter. And you see the rotation, it is clockwise. So plus VA times of 10 towards point A, right? And you come to H. H is horizontal force. To reach C, you require perpendicular distance of 4 meter, right? So again, you see the direction, it is anti-clockwise. So minus H times of 4 here plus VA times of 10. So that is equals to 0. So VA is known, so you can substitute, you can get H. So why I have not considered the moment at D RHS? Because so we don't know this particular height of the segment from datum to D. Okay, for that reason, so I consider as LHS. You can consider RHS for this point where you need to consider moment of this force also. So there is an addition of 100 kilonewton also. So in order to make very simple, so I have considered over here. So we know that VA equals to, so this is VA, so that I have not mentioned here. So VA equals to 166.67 times of 10. Understood? So then you will get H equals to 416.67 kilonewton. So now the important task is to find the dip at D. So that is this distance, the dip at D. So for that, what we need to do, so we know H now, okay, so we know H now, so H equals to some value, so that we got around 416.67. so in order to find this unknown, so what we'll do, so we'll find moment at, we'll consider moment at D RHS, moment at D RHS. So then VB is one particular force, H is one particular force, and for H, the perpendicular distance is, this one will consider as YD, so this is unknown. Okay, you can easily get this unknown. Why? Because so VB is known, H is known, so only one unknown you can get from the equation. So then how we calculated, let me check over here. Summation MD equals to 0 RHS. So VB is a force. To reach point D, you require perpendicular distance of 10 meter, right? So plus H times of Y. So YD you can consider. So let me keep it as YD as unknown. So you substitute VB as well as H. So then you can easily find this YD. So YD equals to how much? 3.2 meter. So now you can easily calculate. The angle theta 2 as well as theta 3. So theta 1, I hope it is clear that how to find this. So now we got this distance as 3.2. So this is 3.2 meter. So the distance here to here it is 4. So then difference, so 4 minus 3.2, so that is equals to 0.8. So this distance is 0.8 and this distance is 10 meter, right? So again consider tan theta. So tan theta equals to opposite by adjacent. This is your opposite and the adjacent is 10 meter. So you can easily find theta 2, right? And again theta 3 can be easily get. So we got this dip value. So again consider tan theta equals to opposite by adjacent. So opposite, so that is 3.2 and adjacent it is 10 meter and theta 3 equals to 17.74 and theta equals to 4.57. Then why you require this theta 1, theta 2, theta 3? So in order to find the forces in the cable, okay, the tension in the cable. In order to find tension in the cable segment. These thetas are required. So now we got the reactions. So now, so we need to find the tension in this AC segment, that is TAC we need to find, and TCD we need to find, and TBD we need to find, okay, and also we need to find the length of the So now consider at joint C. So at joint C, so what are the forces are acting? So let me go over here at joint C. So one is the force in the cable AC segment, so that is TAC. If I isolate this particular joint, so that I have shown over there, and the tension in this particular cable segment CD, TCD, and there is a vertical force of magnitude 200 kilonewton at point C. So if I isolate, it will look like this, okay, and this makes an angle theta 1. So this makes an angle theta 1. Theta 1 is nothing but what? It is the angle between segment AC with respect to horizontal. Again here also, if you just look at this, the angle between AC segment with respect to horizontal, that is theta 1, right? So now I hope you remember Lami's theorem. I hope you are remember Lami's. You just recall this Lami's theorem. So in order to find the forces in the cable, okay, you need to consider the Lami's theorem, okay. So here Lami's theorem, so that is equals to the force in here, the force is inversely proportional to the sine of the angle between the other two forces, okay. So force in this say for example, let me consider the force of this, the force over here, it is inversely proportional to the angle between the other forces, sine of the angle between other forces. So sine and angle between this force, between this force, that is 180 minus 21.8 minus 4.57. So the angle from here to here, it is 180. So 180 minus, you just deduct these two values, you will get the angle between segment TCA and segment TCD, okay. So that is equals to 153.63, okay. I hope I have reached the 220. So let me end this session. We'll discuss same thing in the upcoming session. So let me take the snapshot of the attendance. You just wait for another few seconds. Okay, so with this, I'm going to end this session. I hope this session was useful. Thank you for attending. Thank you.